Welcome adventurers to another unbiased paddleboard review video from an experienced paddleboarder that owns and runs paddleboardgear.com, which is me, myself, Charlie's Adventure. And today we have the Bodyglove Performer 11 right behind me that we're going to be doing an in-depth review on. The Performer 11 is built for go anywhere portability, and its sleek shape and design allows it to glide right through water. And Bodyglove itself has been around for over 70 years, so this board right behind me is a testament to their build quality and construction. It has triple layer sidewalls and triple layer stringers, which is absolutely amazing. Another awesome thing that Bodyglove has started doing, starting in 2021, they're getting rid of all plastic with inside their packaging to help reduce their footprint. And before we get into the pros and cons of the Bodyglove Performer 11, I wanted to announce our very first giveaway on the channel. But before I announce what it is, I want you to watch the rest of the video. Alright, so before I get into the specs and the feature of the Performer 11, I wanted to talk about my immediate pros and cons of the board. So one of the very first things is that it tracks very well and it's lightweight. It only being 24 pounds, it's an extremely lightweight board. And because of its design and triple fin system, it tracks through the water and holds a straight line. The next pro is that it has a built-in GoPro mount at the front end of the board, which is perfect for content creators like myself, or maybe someone like you that wants to record family adventures. And underneath the front end of the board, or the nose of the board, we have a reinforced nose bumper, which just allows it to last longer and take a lot more beating. It has a high weight capacity of 320 pounds, which just means you can load this board with 2 people or yourself and a whole lot of gear. And the last 2 pros of the board is that it has a very versatile design and build quality, and allows it to do well in a lot of water conditions. And the last pro I had already mentioned in the intro, which is Bodyglove has gotten rid of all of their single-use plastic wrap in their packaging in the Bodyglove board, which is perfect for people that want to support a company that care about the environment. So now let's get into the cons of the Performer 11. One of the first things I notice is that the lack of D-rings that it offers. It has the cooler D-rings right here, but what it lacks is another set of D-rings for people that want to have an optional kayak seat. And then the next one I have is that it doesn't have front and rear carrying handles. This one does do well, but there's been a lot of scenarios that I've been in myself that a front and rear carrying handles does help a lot. The next con I have for the Performer 11 is that it doesn't have a large touring fin, which just kind of depends what you're doing with the board. So if you're out on the lake, or you need to be able to travel long distances, a large center touring fin allows you to track a lot better in the water. But for me personally, I go in a lot of rivers where I usually don't want an 8-inch fin anyway, so it's kind of just like depends on you whether that's a con or not. And the last con I have of the Performer 11 is that they only offer a 1-year warranty, which might make you feel a little bit uneasy about it, but I've owned Bodyglove boards in the past and they are extremely high built and quality. But there's a lot of other brands out there that offer 5-year warranties, but then you're going to be paying a premium price. And this board right here is currently only $399, and a lot of times you get on sale for $320 at Costco. So it's hard to find a better board for the price. So now that you have the pros and cons of the board, let's talk about what it actually comes with. So obviously it comes with the paddleboard itself, but next we have the actual paddleboard paddle. It is an aluminum paddle, but at the end we have a nylon composite paddle tip, which is great. It just means it's a little bit higher quality and it's able to stand a lot more wear and tear. Next we have the ankle leash, which has a translucent design to match the design of the board. And it's your typical ankle leash. It has a swivel end, which definitely helps with it not getting tangled. And next we have the phone case, which the paddleboard comes with. This is super helpful. A lot of times paddleboard companies don't like to pack these, but some don't include these in the packages, and I love when they do. So next we have the paddleboard repair kit, and inside of here we have a couple things. First we have the air valve tightening tool, which I'll explain this a little bit later, what we do with this. And then we have a couple more things. We have an extra ring for the pump right here. And then we have instructions and a couple extra PVC tops if you need to patch the board. But a lot of times they don't come with instructions, so it's great that this one does. So the next thing the paddleboard comes with is obviously the backpack here at the front end. And You know, nothing too fancy with the design of this. Is your average paddleboard carrying bag with the backpack design and the waist strap. And then we have the manual in the front, which is your typical manual. It just kind of goes over the how-tos and the what not to do's and the what to do's and the warranty information. So that's kind of all that this bag comes with, but it's a nice little sleek design. And lastly, we have the high quality dual action paddleboard pump, which, to be fair, this is one of my favorite paddleboard pumps I've actually had, just because it's really nice and you kind of can feel the quality while you're pumping up the board. But what dual action means is you're able to switch it from double action to single action. And the dual action pumps the board when you're pushing down and up. The single action only pumps up the board when you're pushing down, so you can take a break on the way back up. But speaking of the dual action pump, let's see how long this board takes to pump up. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pump up the board and see exactly how fast that takes with the dual action pump that it comes with. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with the dual action function, which you switch the knob over until it says 2. And then once we get to a little bit of the higher part, where it starts getting a little bit higher in the PSI, we're gonna switch it over to the single action. But really quickly, I got my stopwatch and I'm gonna see how long this takes to pump it up. So I'll see you guys once it's fully inflated to 15 PSI. So timer is starting now. All right, we just got 15 PSI in 4 minutes and 36 seconds. It's definitely a workout to pump up, but that is a very low pump up time to get all the way to 15 PSI for a paddleboard. Most of the time you're gonna end up taking around 7 to 8 minutes. But one of the things about the Bodyglove board is the fact that it's only 5.4 inches deep. Just means it has less volume inside that needs to be filled up with air. I need to take a break. But like I said earlier in the video, I'm gonna be giving away a special item, paddleboard related, to one of you guys that's currently viewing the video. And that is an electric paddleboard pump. Because this saves you a lot of time and just so much energy, especially if you gotta pump up more than one board. This is just gonna like save you from like just dying completely. But I definitely wanted to show you guys, you know, the time to pump it up with the pump it actually comes with. But right here we have an full electric SUP pump, and the value of it's $140. And make sure you guys watch till the end of the video to see how you can enter the win. But you see it's super compact and nice, plugs in right into your car battery or your car port where the 12 volt is. And then you have an inflate option, a deflate option. So make sure you guys watch till the end of the video to see how you can enter to win this. So now let's talk about the specs of this Performer 11. And obviously to the name, it's 11 foot long. It's 34 inches wide, which is super wide, allows for extreme stability. And it's also 5.4 inches deep, which is a little bit upgrade from the later models. They used to be only 5 inches, so now they're kind of making them a little bit deeper at 5.4 inches deep. The entire pack weight with all the accessories and everything put into the bag is 34 pounds, but the board itself only weighs 24 pounds. It can hold up to 320 pounds or 145 kilograms. So that's kind of just the quick specs of what you're kind of looking at when you're purchasing this board. So now let's talk about the features of the Performer 11. One of the first things I wanted to note was the triple layer side rails and the triple layer stringer system that the Bodyglove offers. The triple layer sidewalls are pretty common across entry-level paddleboards, like ROC paddleboard offers triple layer, but the triple layer stringer is also really neat and just adds to the construction and the build quality of the board. And another awesome thing that this board offers is the carbon fiber lengthwise stringer system, which we can they showcase it in this window right here at the front of the board. So it's made from a sleek two-tone PVC double layer construction, which, you know, like I said, once again, it's just the build quality of the board, which is absolutely amazing that this board could take a beating. And then on top we have the EVA non-slip deck pad, which is pretty standard across paddleboards as well. And next, a couple other things is we have the center carrying handle at the top, which this is also a patented design Bodyglove has, to where this is also a water bottle carrier And you can also throw your paddle in here while you're carrying the board long distance, so you don't have to carry your board and the paddle. So that's a little neat function they offer. And right behind that, we have the cooler carrying system, or the cooler strap down, which everything's labeled, which I absolutely love about this board, is you have icons all over the board to tell you what it is and what goes there. But these D-rings specifically is a strap down a cooler so you can sit on it. So a few of the very last features that the Performer offers is the GoPro mount in the front of the board, like I mentioned earlier in the pros. But it also comes with a tow point, which can be used to tow it on a boat or just a few other things. It has some instructions saying you shouldn't go over 8 miles per hour. But I've seen people go a little bit faster than that, so it's just kind of up to you whether you want to do that or not. And at the back end of the board, we have another D-ring, which is used for the coiled ankle leash. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna flip the board over and go over the bottom of the board. So on the bottom of the Performer 11, we have just a few things to discuss. The front, like I said earlier, we have the reinforced nose bumper, which just allows it to take a lot more beating in the front in a very sensitive area. Next, we have another little showcase of the lengthwise stringer system, carbon fiber that it offers. And in the middle, we have a little bit of tribute to the board designer himself. In the back, we have 3 non-removable fins, which I talked about a little bit earlier. I personally like it that they're short fins, but some people like the option to have a touring fin in the middle that's removable. But I travel a lot in rivers where it's, you know, shallow most of the time, where I don't want an 8-inch fin. So that's kind of what you're gonna get at the bottom of the board. So now let's go over a couple of the performance factors this board offers. So there's 3 performance factors I want to go over for the Performer 11. The first one being is the tracking of the board. Now, there's a couple things that really helps with the tracking. The actual shape of the design and the pointed nose and the triple fin system, it helps immensely with the tracking. A lot of beginner paddle boards and a lot of budget end ones don't even come with the triple fin system, and a lot of them have a rounded nose, which does not help at all with tracking. So in my experience, this thing tracks pretty well, and especially to a novice paddleboarder, you're not gonna notice a big difference between this and an extremely high-end paddleboard that tracks extremely well. So the next factor I want to go over is the stability of the board. Most time with stability, it's gonna connect directly with the width of the board. This board is 34 inches wide, which is a little bit wider than most budget or beginner-friendly budget paddle boards. A lot of the cheaper ones are only going to be 32, 33 inches wide. So the fact that you get a 34-inch wide paddleboard is awesome, because this is going to be super stable for a beginner like you. So the last factor I wanted to go over is the maneuverability of the board, which just means like how easily you could turn it and avoid objects and stringers and strainers and a whole lot of stuff like that, where you got to make a quick turn. In my experience, the board does maneuver pretty well, but for some novice people, they might find this hard to maneuver because of how wide it is. So, all in all, it's a pretty awesome performer and a versatile one at the best. So if you're gonna be a new paddleboarder taking this thing out to the ocean, rivers, lakes, this thing's gonna perform good in all of those areas. This isn't meant to be the best of the best in any one of those. It's meant to be good at all of them. So there's a couple more things I want to go over with this board. So the last 2 areas, or last 2 things I want to talk about before we do a water test, is who should buy this board. This board is going to be perfect for the novice, beginner paddleboarder, or like a family person that wants to take their kids out and have fun on the lake, or even some yoga or fitness enthusiasts. If you're a beginner, this board is absolutely perfect for you. And even like some intermediate paddleboarders love this board, just because of its sleek design and its, you know, tracking and nose design as well. And its budget entry price is amazing for you to have an extra board or anything like that. Now, who shouldn't buy this board? There's a couple people that should not buy this board, and that's going to be someone that's interested in touring. You know, just because its length and its lack of a touring fin just kind of prohibits it from being, and its width prohibits it from being a good touring board for long distance. Most of the time you're going to want a 31, 32 inch board at the max. And you're going to want something that has an 8-inch or somewhere around that touring fin. And the next person is going to be someone that wants to go fishing on their paddleboard. While this may be an extremely stable paddleboard, it just kind of lacks a little bit of a function that a really good fishing paddleboarder has. So that's why I wouldn't recommend it. You could do it 100%, but you're not gonna have the best experience. The last person that should not buy this board is someone that's interested in camping. I've gone on quite a few paddleboard camping trips, and what this board lacks is more bungees. And even this bungee compartment at the front is a lot smaller than some of the other bungees that I've had, and that's just because it tapers off pretty sharp at the nose of the board, and it doesn't have any back end bungee system or any D-rings to offer, like for me to put a bungee cord like that. So if you're interested in paddleboard camping, this isn't going to be the best option for you. While you can do it, if you're going to be packing a lot of gear, I would not recommend it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this board out on the water and just show you guys what it looks like, how it handles, and for me to actually get out there and show you guys how it feels on the water. So let's get right into that. What's going on, adventurers? We're here for the water testing part. We actually had to go to a different lake to water test this because the pond we were at did not allow any paddlers. So I'm out here on the water already just so you guys can kind of get the feel of what it's looking like. So like I said, I already went over all the performance factors and the stability and the maneuverability. I'm being extra safe right now since I have on jean shorts and a nice button up. So we're at a completely different location and it's an entirely different day. But as you can see, it's super stable. I'm able to like be confident in these waves and talk with you guys. I'm turning back and forth, but that's just because of how the waves are. But as far as I'm concerned, this thing maneuvers awesome. The stability's insane for being 34 inches wide. And you know, for the price point of $399, you're probably not gonna find a better board. So if you're interested in this board, you should definitely click the link down in the description so you can look at it, look at the Bodyglove website and purchase one as soon as possible, because I know that this one's currently on sale, $600 off. So I don't know how long it's gonna stay like that, but you guys might as well take advantage of it while you can. All right guys, so now that you, all right adventurers, so now that you watched the entire video of the Bodyglove Performer 11 review, and you know that I'm giving away an electric pump, let me explain how you can enter it. So all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, and send me a screenshot of your that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel on my Instagram profile. And if you want 2 entries, tag 2 people in my most recent Instagram post for another entry to win this electric paddleboard pump. So I appreciate you guys watching my videos and subscribing and just kind of like supporting my channel. So this is what this is for. For you guys supporting me, I wanted to give you guys something that I know some of you would absolutely love. So make sure if you're interested in the Bodyglove Performer 11 to click the link down below. And if not, we'll see you guys in the next adventure.